Hello, friends. As my canoe gently moves down the winding Indus River, I find myself thinking about how this mighty waterway was more than just a source of life for the people of the Indus Valley. The river was a lifeline, connecting cities and enabling a thriving system of trade and commerce that spanned vast distances. Today, we're diving into the world of trade in the Indus Valley civilization, a civilization that was not only sophisticated in its urban planning and technology, but also a master of commerce. The Indus Valley people were skilled merchants, trading not only among themselves, but with distant lands. As I paddle through this beautiful landscape, I imagine how goods once flowed through bustling streets, as traders carried pottery, beads, textiles, and even precious stones. This trade network was vast, stretching from the valleys of the Indus River to the shores of the Arabian Sea and beyond. Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, the twin cities of this civilization, were the major hubs, and they were intricately connected to a larger world of commerce and exchange. One of the most remarkable aspects of the trade in the Indus Valley civilization was how advanced it was. The people of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro traded not just for everyday goods, but for valuable commodities like raw materials and luxury items. They had access to materials that weren't locally available, such as metals, ivory, and semi-precious stones like carnelian. These items came from regions as far away as the Iranian Plateau, Afghanistan, and even the Deccan Plateau. The Indus people's knowledge of how to source and trade these goods shows the extent of their influence and their connectivity with the broader world. As I continue my journey, I consider how the Indus people transported these goods. The Indus River, as we've seen, was a crucial part of the civilization's infrastructure, but trade didn't stop there. The people also made use of overland routes that connected them with other ancient civilizations. Evidence of such trade networks has been uncovered in the form of trade seals, weights, and standardized measurements, which allowed merchants to engage in fair and regulated commerce. The presence of these trade items in distant lands shows how integrated the Indus people were in the global economy of the ancient world. The trade networks of the Indus Valley civilization were not limited to the exchange of goods. These connections also facilitated the exchange of ideas, technologies, and culture. As I float downstream, I think about how such a bustling system would have encouraged people from different regions to come together, share knowledge, and perhaps even influence each other's ways of life. This was not just a one-way trade route. Goods and ideas flowed both ways, and the Indus Valley people were integral players in this global network of commerce and communication. But trade wasn't just limited to the exchange of valuable materials. The Indus Valley people were also skilled in crafting and manufacturing. They produced finely made cotton textiles, pottery, and intricately designed seals. These goods were highly sought after by neighboring civilizations, which further strengthened the Indus Valley's position in global trade. The quality of Indus products, such as their beads and ornaments, was renowned, and they became a symbol of wealth and sophistication. Many of these items have been found in distant regions, from Mesopotamia to the Arabian Peninsula, indicating how far-reaching the trade networks of the Indus Valley were. The trade routes also opened up opportunities for cultural exchange. As I move along the river, I think about the variety of influences the Indus Valley people might have encountered. The goods that came to the Indus Valley from distant lands were not just physical items. They were carriers of ideas. The exchange of knowledge, religion, art, and technology would have been a crucial aspect of these interactions. Trade was more than a way to acquire goods. It was a channel for the sharing of innovations that could improve the lives of people in both the Indus Valley and its trading partners. As we continue exploring the commerce of the Indus Valley, it's essential to understand that the system was highly organized. The cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were built with a sense of purpose, and their layouts reflected the importance of trade and commerce. Large warehouses and storage facilities were found in the cities, indicating that the people of the Indus Valley were highly systematic in their approach to storing and distributing goods. This was no haphazard system. It was an organized effort to maintain a steady flow of resources, ensuring that everyone had access to the materials they needed. The evidence we've uncovered also shows that the Indus people had a common system of weights and measures. The standardized system of measuring goods, including bricks, beads, and even precious stones, allowed merchants to engage in fair trade. This system made commerce more efficient and trustworthy, creating an environment where goods could be exchanged with confidence. The Indus Valley was one of the first civilizations to implement such a system, which would later influence other cultures. It's clear that the Indus Valley civilization was not isolated. As I drift further down the river, I think about the connections that the Indus people had with other ancient civilizations. They traded with regions as far away as Mesopotamia, the Iranian plateau, and even the coastal regions of the Arabian Peninsula. The artifacts we've discovered, seals, beads, pottery, show that goods from the Indus Valley were highly prized, and in return, the people of the Indus Valley acquired materials like lapis lazuli from Afghanistan. But it wasn't just the goods that were exchanged. As I reflect on the trading networks, I realize that they were conduits for the flow of ideas. These exchanges might have included technological innovations, artistic styles, and perhaps even religious concepts. The Indus Valley was part of a larger world of civilizations that were constantly influencing and learning from one another. The connections between the Indus Valley and Mesopotamia, in particular, would later prove to be instrumental in shaping the way we understand the ancient world. Thank you for joining me as we explored the trade and commerce of the Indus Valley civilization. This vibrant system of exchange not only sustained the cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, but also connected them to a larger global network of civilizations. In our next episode, we will focus on the role of trade with Mesopotamia, how it not only facilitated commerce, but also became a channel for the exchange of ideas, technologies, and culture. Stay with me as we uncover the deep connections between these two ancient civilizations.